Hey everybody, welcome. I couldn't think of a better place in the world than to share the game I'm about to share with you today. Today we're aboard the USS Pampanito. She's a Baleo-class American fleet submarine, typical of the type that prowled the Pacific, seeking out Japanese merchant shipping and Navy vessels. They were terrors of the Pacific. And the game I'm going to share with you today is Silent Victory, designed by Greg Smith and published by Consimpress. In Silent Victory, you are the skipper, of your very own American fleet submarine. Your mission to sink Japanese shipping. On location shooting. Will you fulfill your mission and bring your crew and boat home safely, or will you end up on eternal patrol? Let's find out as we have a look at Silent Victory, designed by Greg Smith, published by Consimpress in conjunction with GMT Games. Come on, let's go have a look. Here we've got the game set up and ready to play. We've got the submarine display mat for the type of sub that we're going to be using. On this part of the submarine display, we've got the patrol charts for each area that you may be required to patrol and hunt ships during the course of your patrol. But we're going to go ahead and use as an option one of the patrol maps that come with the game. We've got our combat mat ready to go, along with all the charts and tables that we'll be referring to throughout the course of the game. They're ordered in a fashion that you're not going to be constantly flipping around charts. You're going to be going in order through them in a very methodical style, so no hunting around for the correct chart to use. In our patrol log sheet, there's some record keeping in the game. You'll be filling out one of these as you play, recording the ships that you've sunk and damaged, along with the tonnages of all the ships that you've sunk and damaged, records of your patrols, awards, etc. Once you've selected the type of sub you're going to start your career with, you're going to load her up with the proper mix of torpedoes in your ready torpedo tubes and your additional torpedo storage. Along with deck gun ammunition, and learn where your patrol area is going to be depending on the specific period of the year of the war that you're currently playing, and depending on whether your boat is based in Australia or Pearl Harbor. And with a belly full of torpedoes and our patrol assignment, we'll leave port and begin transiting toward our patrol area. And for each transit box you enter, you'll be rolling dice on the encounter chart to see if you encounter any enemy ships, aircraft, or warships. So for those first two transit areas, each transit area we would roll on the transit chart, on the encounter chart. Proceed through your patrol, transiting through each patrol area searching for enemy shipping. And for each area of your patrol, you'll be rolling on the appropriate chart to see if you encounter the enemy. If enemy ships are encountered on your patrol, your combat procedure is printed right on your combat mat. Simply start at the top and work your way down. Establish whether it's day or night. Determine the makeup of the enemy that you'll be attacking. Freighters, tankers, armed merchants, warships, and other Japanese Navy capital ships. There are hundreds of potential historical targets that you may be confronted with throughout the course of your patrol and in any given camp and in any given combat situation. Generic counters are provided for standard merchant and warship encounters. You'll place them on the combat mat according to their tonnage and get ready to attack. There are also many historic, famous Japanese capital ships that are on the menu to be attacked. They come with their own named counters. One quick note, the number down in the bottom right-hand corner indicates how many points of damage each ship can take before it is sunk. Determine the range at which you'll be attacking. Close range increases your odds of getting a hit, but also make you more vulnerable to being detected and attacked by enemy escorts. Long range decreases your chances of a successful hit, but also decreases the odds of you being detected by the enemy. And if it's nighttime, are you an aggressive skipper? Will you attempt the riskier surface night attack? Or will you keep that blanket of water over you and try a submerged night attack? Select any amount of your ready torpedoes and assign them to the targets in whatever way you see fit. For each torpedo or deck gun shell you fire, apply the appropriate modifiers and roll on the torpedo and deck gun firing chart. For every torpedo that hits, you're going to check and see if any of them were, for each one, check to see if they're duds, depending on the period of the war that you're playing. And then for each torpedo that hits and explodes, roll to see how much damage it does. And for each point of damage your targets take, they'll be moved up the damage chart until they are hopefully sunk. The escorts aren't going to be too happy with you once you're finished launching your deadly surprise attack, so you'll check on the escort detection chart, applying any modifiers, and see if you've been detected by the escorts. Optional rules exist for varying qualities of escorts that'll make it easier or harder for them to detect you. Pray you remain undetected, but if not, check to see how many hits you may have sustained from the depth charge attack that will be launched against you. For any and all hits sustained, then you'll check to see what specific system was damaged. Will you incur hull damage, flooding, injuries to your crew, electric and diesel motors, your anti-aircraft guns? All kinds of specific things can happen to your boat. And as you incur damage, you'll record it on your submarine combat display. You may sustain flooding, which can get out of control quickly, forcing your sub to the surface. If you exceed test depth to escape a destroyer, or as a result of enemy damage, you may sustain hull damage, which could eventually sink you, but will definitely result in added refit time in between patrols. Once you've escaped, attempt repairs. You may be able to successfully repair a damaged system. If not, it'll become inoperable for the remainder of your patrol. As you go, you'll be keeping track of your sunk and damaged targets, along with their tonnage. Go through your patrol, encountering and attacking enemy shipping. Along the way, many different things can happen. Your sub may be attacked by enemy aircraft. Random events can pop up at the most inopportune moments to either help you or hurt you. You may even be subjected to a court-martial. Patrol the vast expanses of the Pacific, seeking out enemy shipping. Earn glory and decorations for your skipper. Earn battle stars for your sub, along with promotion and recognition for your crew. Will you be successful? Survive the war and bring your crew home safely? Will random events help you or hurt you? Engage in special missions, delivering passengers or Marine Corps raiders to enemy-held areas. Go on lifeguard duty, rescuing downed pilots who have had to ditch in the ocean. Lay minefields, or conduct reconnaissance on an enemy coast. Or will you end up on eternal patrol? So I've decided to go ahead and do the rest of the video here on dry land. Not so much rolling back and forth of my camera. Before I get started, just full disclosure, I was one of the play testers on this game. But, you know, it was an unpaid gig. It was just something I wanted to do to help out. So take that for what it's worth. But Silent Victory, U.S. submarines in the Pacific. What a beautiful system Greg has created here. He really caught lightning in a bottle back when the Hunters came out, and Silent Victory is really the logical extension of where the Hunters began with the German U-boats in the Atlantic, takes it to the Pacific, and just does a terrific job, of portraying the American submarine experience against the Japanese. Just a beautifully made game. Very narrative in style. The decisions you make are numerous and constant, but they're more of the risk-reward type. Really the same system that you found in the Hunters if you played that game before. But the difference between games like Silent Victory and the Hunters, the difference between them and other games like B-17 Queen of the Skies, which is sort of the spiritual successor to these games, is rather than the narrative being created for you by the game engine, the narrative is created directly by the decisions you make as the skipper of your own submarine at war. Also, previously, after the Hunters came out, there was some rumbling. I should probably let you know that there wasn't more of a nuts and bolts, meat and potatoes tactical system for stalking, approaching, and attacking a convoy. That's really beyond the scope of what these games are trying to accomplish here. It was considered and it was decided to stick with the formula that worked, and work well it does. It's simply a beautiful game. Again, you're going to become personally attached to your boat. You're going to become personally attached to your crew. Success and failure is taken very personally in this game. It's really... it's so easy to fall in love with, so easy to become immersed in, such great narrative, such great tension. Every attack, the doubt will always be there. Will this succeed? Should I attack at close range or long range? Am I taking too big a risk? Oh no, I've got elite convoy escorts coming after me. Depth charging just is pressure cooker tension when you're under a depth charge attack. You'll be sustaining damage more and more. You keep getting detected. You keep trying to escape. It's just a breathtaking narrative. Every game, every patrol delivers an epic story for you to enjoy. Games like this really encourage you to tell war stories to your buddies. Great game. Beautiful components. Silent Victory is really an upgrade component-wise from the Hunters. Not that there was anything wrong with the components in the Hunters, but some more care has been taken with the artwork, beautiful submarine display mats. You've got actual patrol maps that you can use. They're optional. You still, if you want to keep your footprint nice and small, you've still got your patrol chart directly on the submarine display, but you've got actual patrol maps that you have the option of using now, which I think is a really nice touch. You've got these skipper cards that are just beautifully done. They've got special abilities, and you can try to match or beat the careers of these actual historic World War II skippers. Tons of historic flavor and theme are in this game. Actual Japanese ships are going to be your targets. Just beautifully done all around. Great addition to this system. I've referred to Silent Victory as a sequel in the past. I think that's probably not accurate. It's more of a companion to the Hunters, German U-boats at war. Both of these games deserve a prominent spot on your shelf, a prominent place on your table. And what's nice about this system is you can spend an entire afternoon playing out an entire career. Or, you know, we've got jobs, we've got lives. If you have to break your gaming sessions up, Hey, you can sit down and play out a single patrol in as little as 20 minutes and clean the game up, put it away for a week, come back to it, pick up right where you left off without a hitch. It's just an outstanding game that I think belongs in your collection if you're at all interested in submarine warfare or naval warfare in World War II. So, you know, Greg Smith just does it again. He knocks it out of the park again. Beautiful game, Silent Victory, designed by Greg Smith, published by Consimpress in conjunction with GMT Games. I'll provide a link to the publisher's website in the video description. You can click on it if you want to go check out how to purchase the game. Also, I hope you'll check out my YouTube channel if you haven't already for more game reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and be sure to hit the subscribe button while you're there. And finally, if you wouldn't mind, I'll also be providing a link to the San Francisco Maritime Park Association. I hope you'll click on it. I hope you'll check out the USS Pampanito and consider making a contribution of any size, large or small. Pampanito's in remarkable shape, but she's in need of her periodic dry docking, and that's not an inexpensive thing. And it takes a lot to keep that old gal looking good for future generations to come. So please check it out. Please consider a generous donation. That's going to be it for today, everybody. Thank you for joining me. That was Silent Victory from Consimpress and GMT Games. And until next time, good hunting and happy gaming.